boys, girls, ladies, and gents, what's up, guys? Welcome to Farms Out episode 30. Originally, I planned for this one to come out in the same month, but, you know, the whole China trip kind of demolished that. So we're out here with another episode. I am super duper tired. My sleep schedule is not fixed. I thought it was going to be fixed today, and then I blinked and it was 8:48 a.m. So I'm like completely destroyed. I don't exactly know what to do. Planned on sleeping earlier, but I did not. So here we are. I've got to fix my sleep schedule and hopefully the next couple days. This stuff is rough. This is not my finest moments. We are struggling, my boys, but we can thug it out. Okay, we can do this. Just have to fix my sleep schedule at some point so I can like start streaming at normal times. I know my EU viewers were less than enthused the last stream when it was like 2 a.m. for them. So my bad, boys. We'll see if we can try and fix that a little bit. Anyway, without further ado, that is our wonderful sleep-deprived intro, and let's open up. The first question is going to come from Nightmare Shorts 1149, and he says, will we see an AoE F2P series? Yes, we will. The creators of Age of Empires Mobile specifically asked me to be free to play on that, and so we will in fact see a free-to-play Age of Empires series. I know there are quite a few of you guys that watch me that play Age of Empires Mobile, a much larger population than I originally thought. I guess I don't do like a ton of views on my channel, so like my actual reach is more foreign to me, I guess, but apparently a lot of the Age of Empires Mobile guys like already know who I am off rip, which is kind of awesome. But yeah, I will be doing a free-to-play run on there, and we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty excited. The general release isn't for like a while, so you know I still have a little bit of time before I go out and have to start working, but yeah, that is the plan. Next question is coming from ZKX2417 once again. Thanks for answering the question. If you will be getting Shahar for whatever reason, could you make a video barb chaining with her at 1111 versus 5111? Is 111 sustainable for a long time? Is it actually necessary to invest 40 to 50 G8s on her? Because low-key I can't bother. I need to expertise LC. I mean, like, eventually I'll make it. You just have to remember, like, I'm not going to be in KVK for another month. So can I eventually make a video on if it's worth it or not? I mean, maybe, but I don't have those commanders. So at best, I would have to ask somebody else to do it for me. And then I don't really know how they're going to chain compared to how I'm going to chain. I don't really know what to tell you here. Honestly, like the 111 is probably going to be fine. I don't know if I would invest in somebody if you still have to expertise LC, specifically only for tanking while chaining, right? The reason why we invest in Richard so early is because he's useful so early. At the point that you have Shahar, you probably have other commanders that you can use, whether that's LC primary, Scipio primary, Nevsky primary, Boudica primary, you name it. You could probably just run like a meta commander and have that as the primary instead. And try not to overthink it, I would say. All right, next question coming from Kinox5913. What is your opinion on farm killers? Farm killers, they get a lot of trash talk brought to them by people in the game. I would say personally, I don't like to farm kill myself. I think it's very boring. I think it's kind of a waste of time because if you consider how much time you have to spend to really find these farms, usually it's very annoying. You don't really get much for it and you're killing like a lot of T1 and T2 and it's just not very entertaining for me. At the end of the day, like who would I respect more? Somebody who is farm killing or somebody who spends like every waking moment on the open field? Obviously, I'm going to respect the fielder a lot more, but I mean, it doesn't mean that the farm killers are necessarily chopped liver, right? I mean, like you need them to some extent. Like it is nice to make your opponents bleed. And if you can do so, it's really, really impactful on the overall KVK. So, I mean, do I want a farm kill? No. Would I rather have a farm killer than a fielder? No, but I mean, at the end of the day, like you guys are going to need a couple of those. Are their KP a little cheap compared to the rest of yours? Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I guess they're just fighting intelligently. Next question from Pekka Power 47. 12-inch, what is your recommended amount of each resource for fighting KVK1 for a low spender, including the item bag? Edit, I just want to add I have 17 million power on the top alliance, so I will be fighting a lot. The first thing I would say is if you're entering KVK1, I would highly suggest that your plan isn't to fight a lot. I would say at most getting 100 mil KP is probably all you need for that KVK. I'd be really, really careful about spending universal speed ups on healing. You have to remember that first KVK is mostly about growth, okay? At 17 mil power, you are not going to be the difference between winning and losing the vast majority of the time. It is very, 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 very rare that there is a matchup close enough to where you will make the difference. I would keep that in mind when you decide how many resources and how many speed ups you're going to spend. And I would say if you needed a certain amount of resources to fight a whole lot in KVK1, I would consider something like probably 500 mil of each resource to be a very viable amount. Again, 50 to 100 mil KP is considered a lot of fighting in my book when it comes to KVK1. Be careful not to overexert your account. We don't want to see you damaging your account for something that you could have done later KVKs. really, really, really be careful. Not a lot of people are going to remember KVK1. Not a lot of people are going to value KVK1. Okay, make sure you hit your minimums, but I wouldn't go too much over. The last question here is coming from Killday2377. Looking more and more likely we're going to face off next KVK. Gonna be a banger, friend. What marches are you running next KVK? Currently, my marches are going to be 2 infantry, 2 cav, 1 archer. Those infantry marches are going to look something like Guan Scipio with LC Alex. My cavalry marches are going to be Nevsky Joan and QB YSG, and my archer march is going to be ZL Herman. Currently, I'm sitting on about 900 sculptures. Originally, I was planning on updating my ZL Herman to whatever new archer came out. I do not like Shahar that much, so with my sculptures, I'm either going to A, run Scipio Alex and Wallace LC, or B, I'm going to switch the YSG in back of QB for Belisarius Prime. So those are going to be my options. We'll see. Maybe I'll just do both. I'm not entirely sure right now. All I know is I for sure don't want Shahar from what I've seen, but I'm going to wait for her to come out and wait for testing, and then I'll decide that I don't want her. Other than that, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please be sure to drop a like, a follow, consider subscribing. If you guys have put in a ticket for coaching, I know I haven't coached. My bad. My sleep schedule is totally destroyed. So if you guys are on NA or EU time, I definitely have just not been there for that. My bad. I'll try to be there tomorrow. My sleep schedule has been way harder than I thought trying to fix it. I just cannot sleep. And I find myself absolutely no lifing on this computer. Sorry guys, I will try again. Please accept my apology. Likes, comments, subscribes, all help an absolute ton. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Farms Out. Actually, I think I have another video coming out later today. But episode 31 of Farms Out, obviously tomorrow. So, deuces.